Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. I hope all of you will be fine and safe. So, beta, as we know that we are discussing about the classification of animals and we have discussed about the vertebrates in detail. Now we are going to discuss about another topic about another group of the animals that are the invertebrates. Now, beta, first of all, we will discuss about that what are invertebrates. So we know that invertebrates are the animals that do not have the backbone. Those animals that do not contain the backbone, these animals are known as the invertebrates. For example, you can see here the starfish and the jellyfish as they do not contain the backbone. So we can say that these are the examples of invertebrates. Now we are going to discuss about the classification of invertebrates, that into how many phylums we are going to divide the invertebrates. So the very first phylum is the phylum Coelenterata, and the phylum Coelenterata is about the animals like jellyfish. The second phylum is the phylum Platyhelminthes, and the phylum Platyhelminthes is about the flatworms, like in this case we have the example of planarian. The third phylum is the phylum Nematoda, and the phylum Nematoda is about the roundworms, like in this case we have the example of Ascaris. The fourth phylum is the phylum Porifera, that is about the animals that are bearing the pores. For example, in this case, we have the example of sponges. So now come towards another phylum, the fifth phylum of the invertebrate, that is the phylum Annelida. And the phylum Annelida is about the animals like segmented worms, like in this case, we have the example of earthworm. The sixth phylum is the phylum Mollusca, that is about the animals like snail. The sixth one is the phylum Arthropoda, and this is about the insects. Like in this case, we have the example of mosquito, that is the Aedes aegypti. And we know that Aedes aegypti is the mosquito that is causing the dengue fever. The last phylum, the eighth phylum of the class invertebrate, is the Echinodermata, that is about the animals like starfishes. So beta, this is all about the classification of invertebrates, and we have divided the invertebrates into 8 different phylums on the basis of different characteristics. Now we are going to discuss about each and every phylum in detail. So the very first phylum is the phylum Coelenterata. Now we are going to discuss about its characteristic. So first of all, we will talk about its habitat, that where they are living. So basically they are living in both the marine water as well as in the fresh water. Marine water means that they can be found in the oceans and the seas, and fresh water means that they can be found in the lakes, streams and the rivers. And then we will talk about its body composition, that how its body is made. So its body is made up of the 2 germ layers. And what does the germ layers means? Germ layers means the group of the cells that differentiate into the tissues. So the body of the Coelenterata is made up of the 2 germ layers, that is known as the endoderm and the ectoderm. So endo means inside. So endoderm is the layer that is present inside, and it will give rise to the various internal structures. Whereas the ectoderm, as the name indicates, ecto means outside. So the ectoderm is the layer, is the group of the cells that are present outside, and it will give rise to the various external structures. The next characteristic is that they are having the organs that are known as the tentacles. For example, you can see here the long, mobile and the flexible organs. These organs are known as the tentacles, and the tentacles, it is also known as the food and prey capturing organs, because the tentacles, it can be used to take the food and it can also be used to capture the prey. So that's why we are calling it as the food and prey capturing organ. And now we'll talk about its digestive cavity, that how many openings does the digestive cavity has. So its digestive cavity, it has only one opening, means that there is only the mouth that is present. And if you will talk about its systems, so as they have the simple body plan, so they don't contain the respiratory system, they do not have the respiratory system, as well as they do not contain the nervous system, and they also do not have the circulatory system. And in this case, we have the example of animals like jellyfish, and another example is the hydra. So you can see here the tentacles. So we can see that these are the examples of Coelenterata. Now we are going to discuss about another phylum, that is the phylum Platyhelminthes. And the phylum Platyhelminthes is about the animals like the flatworms. So if we will talk about its body composition, so its body is made up of the three germ layers, that is known as the endoderm, ectoderm, and the mesoderm. And mesoderm is present between the endoderm and the ectoderm. And if you will talk about that how its body look like, so as it is the worm, so its body is soft and its body is unsegmented. Unsegmented means that its body is not divided into any parts or into any segment. That's why we are calling it as the unsegmented. And if you will talk about its digestive cavity, so its digestive cavity, it only has one opening. One opening means that there is only the mouth that is present and there is no anus. There is no anus and it has only one opening, that is the mouth is present. And they also do not have the systems, like they do not contain any respiratory system, as well as they do not contain the circulatory system. And in this case, we have the example of worms like planarian and the liver flu. Now we are going to discuss about another phylum, that is the phylum Nematoda. And the phylum Nematoda is about the worms like the roundworms. And we can also call the Nematoda as the human parasite. Human parasite means that these are the worms that are present inside the humans, in which they are taking the food and they are taking the shelter from the human, but in return it is causing the diseases relating to the humans. And it has the tubular body, means its body is just like the tube because it has a long body and a round body. So we can say that they are having the tubular body. And its digestive cavity, it has two openings, means that they contain both the mouth and the anus. And its body composition, now let's talk about its body composition, that how its body is made up of. So its body composition is triploblastic. Triploblastic means that its body is made up of the three germ layers, just like as we have talked about in the phylum Platyhelminthes. And these three germ layers are known as the endoderm, ectoderm, and the mesoderm. And in this case, we have the example of roundworm like Ascaris, that is the intestinal parasite, means that Ascaris is present in the intestine of the human. And the fourth phylum is the phylum Annelida. And the phylum Annelida is about the different kinds of worms. Like in this case, we have the segmented worms. And it has a segmented body, means that its body is divided into the different segments or into the different parts. And now let's talk about its habitat, means that where they are living. So they are the free living organisms, means that they are existing independently and they can be found in the soil. So we can see that their habitat is the soil. And they are having the closed circulatory system. Closed circulatory system means that they are having the system, the circulatory system, in which the blood, it will flows in an enclosed blood vessels like arteries and veins. So that's why we are calling it as that they are having the closed circulatory system. They are having the heart that pumps the blood, and then this blood, it will flow in an enclosed blood vessels like arteries and veins. And now we'll talk about its respiration, that how they are taking in air, how they are taking in oxygen. So they are taking in oxygen with the help of the skin because their skin is moist and they can absorb the oxygen from the environment. And their alimentary canal means its digestive cavity. So its digestive cavity, it has the two opening, means that there is the mouth as well as there is the anus. And in this case, we have the examples of different segmented worms like Nereis. We have the example of leech and we have the example of earthworm. This is all about the phylum Annelida. Now we are discussing about the phylum Porifera. So beta, as the name indicates, Porifera. So the phylum Porifera is about the pore-bearing animal. So the very famous characteristic is that they are having the numerous small pores on their bodies. Small pores means that they are having the tiny holes on their bodies. And they are the aquatic animals, means that they are present in the water. They can be found in the sea water as well as in the fresh water. And they are sessile. Sessile means that they can't move. They don't have the ability to move. So that's why we are calling them as the sessile. And their skeleton, it is made up of the silica, and we know that silica is the mineral that is made up of the silicon and oxygen. And in the phylum Porifera, we have the example of animals like sponges. Because of its sponge-like appearance, we can calling it as the sponges. And we have another example like cycon. This is all about the phylum Porifera. Now we are discussing about the next phylum, that is the phylum Mollusca. So the phylum Mollusca is about the various kinds of animals like mollusks and snails, and their body is enclosed in a coiled shell, means that their body is having the shell that is just like the coil, and they are having the muscular foot, means that their foot is made up of the muscles, so that's why that enables them to move. And their head is having the organ that is known as the tentacles. The head has the two tentacles, and these tentacles, they are having the eyes. The eyes are present on the tentacles, and the tentacles that are the long, flexible and the mobile organs, it is present on the head. And in this case, we have the example of animals like octopus, like snail, like unio, and the slug. And in this case, you can see here the tentacles, and on these tentacles, we have the eyes. The next phylum is the phylum Echinodermata. Now let's talk about the echinodermatans. So they can be found in the oceans, means that they are present in the marine environment as they are the marine animals, and they are having the tube feet. They are having the tube feet that is present on the ventral side. For example, beta, you can see here in the case of starfish. In the case of starfish, you can see here the feet is just like the tubes, and it is present on the ventral side, means that it is present on the lower side of the body of the animal. So that's why we are saying them as they are present in the ventral side. And their body is having the spines, means that their body is having the hard needle-like structure. For example, you can see here in the case of sea urchin that its body is covered with the hard and needle-like structures that is known as the spines. And now we are going to discuss about our last phylum, that is the phylum Arthropoda. So the phylum Arthropoda is including the major group of the insects, means that it includes all the type of the insects like crabs, spiders, scorpions, and the different types of the insects. And its body is having the three parts, means that its body is divided into the three parts. The first part is known as the head. The second part is known as the thorax, and the third part is known as the abdomen. So the thorax is present between the head and the abdomen. And they are having the blood circulatory system, means that they do not contain any blood vessels, and the blood will simply flows in all the directions. And now we'll talk about its respiration, that how they are taking in oxygen. So they are respiring with the help of the respiratory organs that are known as the tracheal tubes. Tracheal tubes means those tubes that are the air filled. They are having the tubes that are air filled that enables them to respire, and they are having the wings that enables them to fly. For example, you can see in the case of butterfly. And in this case, we have the example of various kinds of insects like crabs. We have the example of butterfly and the example of scorpion. So this is all about the phylum Arthropoda, that is about the insects. Now, beta, we have covered all the types of the invertebrate, and this is all about the invertebrates. Now, thank you so much.